Hey, what's going on, guys? Coach Andrew here from Prodigy Fitness, and today we're talking about setting smarter goals for fitness success in 2022. All right, guys, so as we wind down 2021, now is the time to start thinking about what success is going to look like for you in 2022 when it comes to your fitness journey. So people always set New Year's resolutions, and I'm a fan of people setting a goal to achieve. I'm not necessarily a fan of people setting New Year's resolutions, and here's why. People often don't put a plan of action together with that New Year's resolution. They just try to do a bunch of different things, and when they don't see success, they end up frustrated. More often than not, people fail on their New Year's resolutions. Well, today I want to go through a process of setting a smarter goal, so that way you have a plan of action, and that way you'll actually be successful in achieving that goal by the end of 2022. All right, so what we have here is our smarter goal setting system. Now, I'm not smart enough to take claim as coming up with this. Michael Hyatt, who is a business coach, actually developed this, and it's something that we've adopted here. I've adopted it personally, and then we've adopted it with our members here as well. So when it comes to setting a fitness goal in 2022, I want you to think about your goal being specific. So instead of saying, I want to lose weight, I want to lose X amount of weight by a certain date, right? I want to be specific with it. The more specific you are, the better, right? Think of it as the more specific you are, the more you're going to see that vivid picture of what success looks like for you, okay? Second, it has to be measurable, right? Kind of the saying of what gets measured gets achieved. So I can measure how much weight loss that I'm going to have throughout the year. If I set milestones, hey, I want to lose 20 pounds by X amount of date or by X date, and then I can measure that, right? I want to increase my deadlift by so many pounds, right? I can measure that, right? As opposed to saying I want to lose weight. That's really vague and it's really hard to measure, okay? Number 3, it has to be actionable. You have to be able to take action on it. If I just write a goal down and I leave it on a piece of paper, then it really is kind of useless. So let's say, hey, you set a goal of being able to run a 5K by, June of this year, right? Or the next year, right? You have to be able to put an actionable plan together that says, okay, in order for me to do that, right, I need to get out and I need to go running, 2 or 3 days a week. And here's my running plan of what it's going to look like, right? The more actionable the goal becomes, the more you can actually put feet on the ground, literally, and get that going, okay? Number 4 here, risky, right? You got to kind of challenge yourself a little bit. It's got to be risky. There's got to be an element of, hey, I may not actually get this done, right? And the idea behind this is it pushes us out of our comfort zone. It causes us to stretch a little bit. It causes us to really kind of challenge ourselves. So don't just set a goal knowing that you're going to be able to achieve it. Like, hey, I want to be able to do 1 push-up in a week, by the end of the year, knowing that you can do push-ups, right? Instead, say, hey, I've never run more than a 5K, but I'm going to set a goal of running a marathon this year, right? By the end of the year. That's a risky goal because there's a really solid chance that you may not get it done. You have to actually work for it, okay? Time-oriented, time-bound. There has to be a deadline to this, right? If I just say I want to lose weight, great, but how long is it going to take me there? If I want to run a marathon, awesome, but how long is it going to take, right? Setting that deadline is going to help kind of hold your feet to the fire to make sure that you're actually doing it, okay? It's got to be exciting, right? What's going to wake you up every morning? One thing that we talk to our members about is, what's your why? Like, what kind of gets you out of bed? Right now, December, it's kind of cold. It's maybe a little rainy. What's going to wake you up in the morning when you don't want to get out of bed, right? We need that goal to be exciting, right? And then lastly, it has to be relevant, right? And by this, I mean, it has to be relevant to your life. So for example, if you're a busy adult and you set the goal of losing 20 pounds, right? That's relevant to your life. But if you're struggling to find time to working out and you're juggling kids' activities and work and all the other social things you have, but you say, hey, you know what? I want to compete in a CrossFit games, or I want to compete at a bodybuilding competition. That is, as great as that is, that may not be relevant to your life, right? So at the end of the day, it has to be relevant because if it's not, you won't complete it and you're going to end up frustrated, okay? So as we're thinking about our goals for 2022, right, and our fitness goals for 2022, I want you to utilize the SMARTER method, right? So remember, the goal has to be specific. Weight loss is not specific enough, right? It has to be measurable. How can I measure my success? How can I track my progress along the way? It has to be actionable, right? What's the plan that I'm going to be able to put together to achieve this goal, right? It's got to be risky. It's got to challenge you. It's got to push you out of your comfort zone, okay? It's got to be time-oriented, right? What's the deadline? Because that's really going to kind of put my feet to the fire. It's got to be exciting. It's got to wake you up every morning and really to kind of attack that goal. And then at the end of the day, it's got to be relevant. It's got to be relevant to your life. Because if it's not relevant to your life, you're going to find every excuse to not make it happen. All right? So hopefully that helped. As always, if you guys have any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them for you. If you guys need a little bit more help with goal setting, I'd be more than happy to help you. All right? If you're interested in a free 2-week trial to jumpstart your fitness, if you're looking to lose weight, get stronger, have more energy in 2022, we would absolutely love to help. All you got to do, click on the link in the first comment below, fill out the form, and then we'll take it from there. All right? See you guys soon.